take your party to the next level? Big Easy Inflatables has you covered. Serving the greater New Orleans area, we're proud to be your local 5-star rated provider for bounce houses, water slides, and party rentals. From birthdays to big events, we bring the fun right to your backyard. Booking is simple. Just visit BigEasyInflatable.com or call or text at 504-270-1793. Call us today. Make your next celebration unforgettable with Big Easy Inflatables, where the party starts.
Excuse me. I love sports. But sometimes, like when a t-shirt cannon hits me square in the nachos, I wonder, is Sport Clips better than sports?
Because sports plus a hot steam towel beats sports plus hot exploding cheese.
I like your shirt.
Thanks. It was free. Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
Grind Elite Threads. Greatness is earned, never given. Outfit your team today with football, basketball, baseball, softball uniforms. Plus, school basketball apparel such as hoodies, practice jerseys, custom bags. Join the community where passion meets performance. Visit grindfp.com or call Justin at 337-660-9300 to order now. Check it out, basketball fans. With 19 sport clips across the state, there's one right near you. Look sharp, Louisiana, and get the MVP experience. Precision cut, shampoo, even throw on that hot steam towel. Step in today, leaving feeling like a champ. Sport Clips haircuts. It's a game changer.
New Orleans parents, Coach Sky's back in the gym. We're having a welcome back Coach Sky special. That's 4 group classes for only $50. Those classes will focus on skill development, focus on discipline, and also enhancing confidence. But this special won't last long, 10 days. 10 days is all you got. 4 classes for $50. If you're interested, please call us, text us, email us, or go to our website. We look forward to seeing you in the gym real soon.
Bayou Sports, your home for everything Louisiana athletics. From big-time matchups to small-town rivalries, we cover the stories that matter to our communities. Scores, highlights, interviews, and behind-the-scene moments, all right here on Facebook. Stay connected, stay local, and support the athletes putting in the work. Bayou Sports, all local, all the time.
Looking to take your party to the next level? Big Easy Inflatables has you covered. Serving the greater New Orleans area, we're proud to be your local 5-star rated provider for bounce houses, water slides, and party rentals. From birthdays to big events, we bring the fun right to your backyard. Booking is simple. Just visit BigEasyInflatable.com or call or text at 504-270-1793. Call us today. Make your next celebration unforgettable with Big Easy Inflatables, where the party starts.
Sports are awesome. But is Sport Clips better than sports?
Because Sport Clips is sports. Plus a neck and shoulder treatment.
Sport Clips. It's a game changer.
All right, man. Mic check, mic check. Make sure we are back live. Again, guys, we appreciate everybody for joining us. Apologize about the issues earlier, but looks like we're good to go. So comment in the chat, guys. Let us know how's the feedback. It was buffering earlier, which is crazy. Buffers on Wi-Fi, but I go to the 5G. We're on 5G plus. No issues on this end. So, but yeah, guys, comment below, man. Let us know how the quality is, and let us know which game you are looking forward to this week. Girls state semifinals kick off tomorrow at 1 p.m. And, man, we'll be pedal to the middle this time next week. There will be no more girls high school basketball for the rest of the season. But, man, Coach Kendrick, man, appreciate you for joining us, man. What's going on over there in North Louisiana, man? How you making out?
Making out, man. Do it look like I'm buffering on your end?
A little bit. So I went down on the quality on my end on the broadcast, just so that we can make sure it's not buffering as much. So we may not be coming in as clear, but the sound and everything should be good to go. But yeah, guys, let us know in the comments, man. Can y'all still hear Coach Golap?
Everything's good on my end, man. Just a simple Sunday night, man. Just up some homework so I could get busy on this podcast, man. Let's talk about girls state basketball.
Yes, sir, man. So, hey, we appreciate everybody for joining us, man. We're going to go in the order of the games being played. So, Monday, 1 o'clock, you got Maryville versus Arcadia. That is the Division 4 non-select game. And then you'll follow 2:45. Games will be separated an hour and 45 apart. Calvin versus Pleasant Hill. Then Simpson versus Evans. Midland, East Feliciana. Sacred Heart, New Orleans versus Rose Pine. We're going to go in order of each game. Again, we got games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then the state championship games come back on Friday and Saturday, man. So we got Maryville. We've been talking about them. They've got 3 8th graders that start. They've got Avery, the scorer. She'll probably end up with around 3,000 points scored. Her sister was, if not, is the all-time leading scorer in Louisiana girls basketball history. So she definitely gets it. It's in her blood. She can fill it up. That's going to be a good one to keep an eye on. And then they're going against Arcadia. Like so this comment right here comments Arcadia Hornets Quest 4-8. What's your thoughts leading into that game, that 1 p.m. game, the game that's going to kick us off?
I think it's gonna be interesting, man. We got the storylines going here, man. Arcadia looking for their, third straight trip there, and the second 2 out of 3. Got disappointed, upset won't necessarily upset. It was an amazing game last year against Lakeview. Came down to the wire, but they're looking to redeem themselves to get back this year. Maryville first trip since 2022, right?
Yep.
And they're looking for their first. I think this game is gonna be interesting, man. I heard they start 3 8th graders. Well, it's pretty much in the same. Arcadia's kids are probably juniors now, sophomores. Got some couple 7th graders, so I think it'll be an even matchup. Can they slow down DeAsia? DeAsia's gonna be DeAsia. That's why she's one. We've had her ranked in our system. One of the top girls in the 2027 class. I haven't seen Maryville, but like I said, I've seen Arcadia. I got questions about Arcadia. I really do. I do. I don't think, me personally, that they are the Arcadia of the last 2 years, but they seem to by winning. They're still winning, so you can't never knock them on that.
What for those that haven't seen Arcadia, led by the legend herself, Coach Ford, Cheryl Ford. I have not seen them personally this year either. What's their style of play? And then I'll get into Maryville and their style of play after that.
Well, Arcadia, this year, on the Curry, they used to get after you. They're kind of more laid back this year and let you come to them this year under Ford. So I think that's the approach that she's taking this year. But it's worked to this point. It got them the number 3 seed in the state for a reason. You can't never knock that. She's done a great job coaching this group of kids. For the most part, most of them, all of them, DeAsia and Ariana Williams, they all come back next year. So we could be talking about them again next year.
And that was definitely something that to keep an eye on, like this comment here. Lake Arthur gave Arcadia a great game. And this is one of the ones where, 2 of the games were blowouts. 2 of the games were really, really close. Maryville, they won their game 81-41, so won by 40 points, running clock. And Arcadia, we had kind of called that one, man. Lake Arthur, in that very, very tough, difficult district, dropped a couple games late in the season, and that's the reason why they failed. They were not a 6 seed for sure, and they proved that as they went on the road and lost Arcadia by 6. Arcadia did prevail. Then on the top half of the bracket, we'll get to a little bit later, Midland versus East Feliciana. That was an overtime victory for East Feliciana. So definitely want to give credit where credit's due. But getting back to the style of plays, we're trying to break some things down. We're talking more individual players and stuff like that during this matchup. Maryville comes into the season. To the state tournament with a record 23-8. Played some tough competition. 19-8 in non-district, so undefeated in district. And Coach Stormy's done a fantastic job, and their style of play that they like to do is similar. They're going to kind of pack it in, half courts, but man, they get out and run, man. Avery is probably the best in transition, getting out and running. So if I'm Arcadia, I'm definitely going to try to get a good night's rest tonight, because I can promise you Avery's going to be all gas, no brakes at 1 p.m. She's going to be trying to get as many fast break, kick ahead layups, pull up jumpers. And if you got a guy back, she's dribbling it right at you, and she's going to pull up 15 feet. And, Maryville and Coach Storm, they're going to live with it, man. You get your best player going downhill. They do a great job of doing that, rebounding extremely well. And, man, it's all about the fast break and getting some easy points from Maryville. So you can limit that. You'll really like your chances. But, man, if they can get out, get hot, get going, you do not want to let Avery see the ball go through the hole, man. She is averaging 23 points for a reason. And they got the senior big, Miranda Williams. She's averaging 13 points and 7 rebounds. And that's kind of their two upperclassmen. And like we said, outside of that, man, they're starting coach's daughter, Fortenberry. She's an 8th grader. They got Fontenot is also an 8th grader, as well as Williams, Miranda's little sister. So they've definitely got some talent. It's going to be a fun game to watch. Kind of a battle of both styles, man. But nonetheless, man, we're here to stir the pot, man. So go ahead and give me a pick, man. Who you got in that one? Let's get this party started. Let's stir the pot. 1 p.m. Who wins the first game?
Listen,
Who's
man,
headed to the championship?
Listen, again, I don't. I just feel like Arcadia is not the Arcadia that we're used to seeing. But, however, I'm an Arcadia on this one. I can't pick against them until somebody beat them. They've been the top of this class for the last 3 years. And I don't think DeAsia's gonna. If you know DeAsia like I know DeAsia, she's gonna have something to say about. They're not gonna go quiet. Ariana Williams is not gonna go quiet. Kendall is not gonna go quiet. You know those kids. I think Kendall's just a sophomore. They're not gonna go quiet. They're looking at possibly getting in back there next year, and they're gonna have something to say about this. I'm sure Coach Ford and her pedigree will have a game plan for Maryville's up tempo. But I'm going Arcadia on this one.
Guys, let us know in the comments, man. We appreciate all the feedback. And I agree with you, man. I think that's something to keep an eye on this game. Between both teams combined, really only one senior is a starter here. So, that's one senior on both sides. So you're bringing back 8 starters from a semifinal game. So this could definitely be something that we're talking about this time next year as a rematch in the semifinals, or even maybe a rematch of last year's finals in the championship game. But hey, we've always said it. We always will say it. We'll continue to say it. In order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. And I got Arcadia making their 3rd straight trip back to the state championship game. And I think that's just something to keep an eye on, man. Whenever you make deep runs like this, your teams are used to it. You saw they got on the bus, traveled down today. You got a little bit of a plan. Everyone, it's a business trip. This ain't, send us off and let's go out there and have some cupcakes and enjoy ourselves, man. This is a business trip for Arcadia. And I think they get straight to business and kick us off with a win. And Arcadia advances to the state championship. But, guys, we appreciate y'all. Comment in the comments below, man. Let us know. Then we'll jump down to Class C, Calvin versus Pleasant Hill. Definitely a fun one for sure. Calvin makes their first trip to the state tournament since 2009. Looking to make it to its championship game. So if they win this game, it'll be the first time since 2008. Quite some time. Pleasant Hill also makes their first trip to the state tournament since 2015. And they were state runner-up last time in 2015, and their last state title comes in 2007. A lot of things that's pretty cool in a lot of these smaller classifications, especially with these guys that have not made it in quite some time, is these guys have got relatives, sisters, aunts, moms, people that were on these teams that made it, 15, 20 years ago, 1993. We'll get down to that one a little bit later, in Buckeye. But I think that's pretty cool. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. So, guys, in the comments, if y'all have any more to the storylines, man, we really appreciate that. But we're going to get down and rocking and rolling. What you see in that 245 game that kicks us off here?
Oh my, this one, I think this perhaps will probably be the game of the day.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Because both of these teams are going to get up and down the floor. We played Calvin this year, and they whooped our butt from the time we got off the bus to the time we got home. That's just the style of play that they got. They got a kid that came over from us, Amaya Marshall, who won a state title last year with Lakeview, right, in this very division. So she's been there, right? She was with Timberland. She was Desire when they won it last year, and she's coming off the bench right now for them, right? And she's pretty much a starter. So that tell you how deep they are. I know I talked to Coach earlier this year. He said he had some freshmen step up, right? So I really like Calvin. They were in a battle with Saline the other night, came down to one, but then we talk about Pleasant Hill. They came to our tournament this year, and as the warm-ups was going on, I had a chance to talk to Coach, and he figured he had inkling that he was going to be in this very position. He said, man, I should make it to the semifinals. I should make it to Hammond, right? So they knew what type of team they had, and by God, they got up and down the floor. They could shoot the lights out of it. They're going to get at you. They're going to get all down your throat. So this one's going to be up and down all night. Man, this one's going to be hard to pick right here.
No doubt, no doubt. And I'll get into a little bit more of the notes that I got, man. Something that's cool about this one is, I've leaned heavily on like teams that have a lot of upperclassmen, and Pleasant Hill's got 3 seniors, 2 juniors, so they're relying on 5 guys, and then they got an 8th grader that's a starter. So they got 5 guys that are getting buku minutes, big time minutes for that team. Upperclassmen, and then they sprinkling in a pretty good 8th grader that they got there. So I think that definitely helps a lot. Pleasant Hill making a deep run with the seniors and under control. Calm, cool, collected, man. I think that could be a little bit of a difference there. I don't know. I agree, man. This is going to be a tough one to call for sure. Calvin, on the other hand, they got Alexa Powell, 15 points a game. Amaya Marshall averaging 13. They got Hobby, the point guard, averaging 16. They've got some guys that are averaging 15 plus, and they've got 3 people that are averaging over 15. So when you've got that much firepower like you're talking about that Calvin has, and anybody on any given night can drop 20, I think that does bode well in an event, in an environment like this, where this is a single elimination tournament, man. Like, you lose, you go home. So you're gonna want to have multiple bullets in the chamber, man. If something's not working, bam, I can go to this next guy, or somebody else can step up whenever we're slacking a little bit. So with that being said, I'm gonna lean towards Calvin. I do think Calvin is one of the teams in this division that can give Simpson a run for their money. We had talked about that, man. Simpson's got 5 seniors, and they returned everybody from last year. So I would like to see that Calvin versus Simpson game rematch. But, man, you called it, man. Nose on the head, man. Whenever it comes to this game's going to be in the 60s. This game's going to be in the 60s. It's going to be one of the highest scoring games that we got. Definitely in the day, but really all week. But I'm pulling Calvin, man. Y'all let us know in the comments, man. What are y'all's thoughts? And, man, you got to pick one, man. Who you got here? Who you got and why?
You're gonna put me on the spot. You're gonna put me on the spot, man. I definitely have to, if firepower, man, I would suspect Calvin is more got more firepower, depth. But man, I seen in my own gym, man, I seen how hard Pleasant Hill play, and I think that can cause some problems for Calvin. But I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna go Calvin.
So you heard it here first, guys. We got Calvin. Y'all let us know if we are correct or if we are wrong, and man, let us know why. Um, hey, that gets us down to the next one, 4:30 game. You got one of the top teams in the state, regardless of classification, leading us off now, and that's Simpson Lady Broncos, defending state champs. Bring back everyone on the roster. I really don't remember the last time that has happened where a team has won a state title and brought back everyone. And man, shout out to coach and that coaching staff. They have gone after it this summer. They've gone after it this season, especially leading up. They've really challenged themselves, and they've stayed healthy, man. They stayed healthy in doing it, and I think that is going to really pay off. The experience that they bring back from last year, as well as the experience that they gained during this season. Very, very balanced team. Got some big time guards. One of the best two-headed monsters with the forwards on the inside, and they're going against Evans. What's your thoughts here, man? Give me a little bit of a rundown. I kind of ran down Simpson a little bit. Give me a little bit of a rundown with the storyline for Evans as well.
With the storylines for Evans, they come in as you said,
Somebody made the comment. Somebody made the comment. I'm gonna go back and find it on Facebook if anybody has it. Evans made the Final Four twice. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I have not had a chance to update our sheet. I will find that. You go ahead and talk a little bit about the game. I'll find that. And you can get back with me on that one.
Man, I haven't really seen Evans going off of you know just looking at their firepower. They're pretty balanced. They have two seniors, three sophomores, two juniors, right, and the rest are two eighth graders and a seventh grader. So just looking at that, it makes me wonder if they're going to have the experience enough to be able to compete with a defending state champion. Who, yeah, they have five seniors, but they also have, I think it's nine other players, eight other players that were on that team last year. So yeah, you say, hey, Simpson's going to lose five seniors after this year. True enough, but they got three juniors, five sophomores, and one freshman. So we're talking about Simpson's going to be around for a long haul, at least for the next 2 years, and no telling what they got in the school, right? So my man, when you look at that, and you can't, experience goes a long ways. And my head self, I'm gonna go with Simpson on this. It's going to be too much for Evans on this, man. That goes a long way, and those girls are chomping at the bit to be back to back. The 11th graders are chomping at the bit to potentially be 3 times in a row, and the sophomores are potentially 4 times in a row. So, yeah, more attention on that, man.
Yeah, it's again, in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. So that's definitely a topic that we're going to be heavy on. And Evans went back and looked through that. They have made it in 1992 and 1993. The only times they made it to at that time was a Sweet 16. Now we are up to 40 teams now, but back then there was only 16 teams that made it. But shout out to Evans, first time in 30 and change, and that's what I'm talking about. When it gets down to the 93s and 92s, you got a lot of these young ladies that are on this Evans team that have had family members, whether it's mom, aunts, older sisters, whatever it is, somebody, next door neighbor, somebody on that team from that 93 or that 92 team that they know and they have talked about it, So that is some really, really cool storylines. I'm excited to kind of get that conversation started. But, man, shout out to Evans. Huge, deep run. They got the win in that last one. What was the final in that? Evans won 51-25, so they really kind of took care of business, and that was cool. I did see a celebration with them, man. So much respect on that one. But man, Simpson's just gonna be too much. I was looking through my notes. I did not get to hear you talk too much about Simpson, man, but I do want to give a special shout out, man. Coach Lindsey's just done a fantastic job over there, man. And again, just from where the program was, taking it to the next step and continuing to take it to the next step. So hats off to her and her staff. And man, the young ladies have just really got it done on the court, man. And Olivia Edwards, man, that's somebody that I would put money on will be the best player on the court in this game and will be the best player in Class C, man. I love her style of play, just relentless motor. She's definitely got the two bigs on the inside that can, definitely change the game and whatnot. You got Honeycutt, and then the other young lady's name is where is she at? Dang it, Rollins. Honeycutt and Rollins are definitely a big factor, but man, Livy is next level, man, as far as pushing the pace, the tempo. I just love her style, relentless energy. So definitely somebody to keep an eye on, and she's my early favorite to win the MVP for the state tournament. And Simpson wins back-to-back, in my opinion, man. So we'll get back to that one a little bit later. Can the Lady Wildcats 5-peat? That's definitely one of the storylines. Wiseman going for a 5-peat. But before we do get to that one, we're getting to that 6:15 game, Midland versus East Feliciana, man. Shout out to East Feliciana, man. Gets it done. We had Logansport with the win there, but East Feliciana wins in overtime. You want to let them know about the storylines with Midland and East Feliciana for us?
Well, man, going in from Midland going third straight state tournament appearance, man. Their last state championship appearance was 1975. School's only state championship was 1903, right? But I think Midland is off to a strong year this year, man, and I think they might be the team to beat in this division. East Feliciana trip to the state tournament, I believe. I don't know, not for sure. Not for sure. But man, listen, we've seen East Feliciana. We've picked against them against Logansport. I might have had that one right. I don't know what the situation there with the clock in the end. That's either here and there now. Midland is very good as everybody say they is, and just hard to beat. I'm gonna reckon, and East Feliciana can kill me when they see me in Hammond, but I'll go on record that Midland will be way too much for them, right? Yeah. East Feliciana does have some firepower. I'm not gonna take that away from them at all. They do have some firepower that can make a run here. Give me 1 second here. Let me get to her name. I apologize.
While he's looking that up, guys in the comments, I've got East Feliciana being their first trip to the Final Four, top 28. So let us know if you guys have anything different, man. And I really believe in these storylines and trying to help get the correct information out. So we really appreciate everyone that commented. We had over 30-something comments on what we researched ourselves. I'll be honest, man, it's getting harder and harder to find the information. The newspapers are starting to fall off a little bit, dying a little bit in different areas and stuff. So there's some great stuff out there. But look, we're just trying to get and help the platform, man. So you guys have any information, please let us know. Is this East Feliciana's first time to the Final Four? That's what we have. You guys comment below, let us know. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, man, yeah. So back, like I was saying, East Feliciana has some firepower, man. They do. Their guard, when she played us, she was number 2, but it looks like they got a lister number 3 here in the she averaging 17 points a game. She's their guard. She's gonna return next year as well. Number 23 is their other guard, was their other player, and she's just a sophomore. So East Feliciana is gonna be a name that we talk about in this with Maryville, Midland, Arcadia, all these teams that were, and they're all going to make runs again next year. And not to mention, Caroline's Bradley's going to be in this division next year.
Cool.
Going to be in this division next year. This is going to be probably the toughest division next year. Oh, let's not go. I would probably bank that Lakeview's going to have something to say about that as well next year. But we'll get there. You know what I mean? So I think this division is going to be the best division around for the next 2 or 3 years. I think here Midland's just too much. I'm Midland, and I would be on record to take. I'm gonna wait on that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that, man. Hey, Mr. Thomas, man, I appreciate that comment. I knew the school was relatively new. I didn't know it was 2010. I thought it was older than that. So that's definitely some good feedback, man. So looks like that this is East Feliciana's best team in program history, man. So that's pretty cool. We'll have that later on with Slidell and some other teams as well. So that's definitely really, really cool. And I'm excited to see the Dunn kid. Like you talked about, the junior. She's averaging 17.6 assists, so definitely excited to see her. But man, Midland again, just like Simpson, man, is kind of starting to turn that I guess corner, and man, they are headed full steam ahead for the state championship. Again, I love what Coach Christie's done with the program over the past 3 to 4 years, taking the next step, taking the next step, taking the next step. You could argue last year was kind of a letdown on the way that things finished. So I think they've got a bad taste in their mouth, and I think that's nothing but motivation for them. Even though they are the 1 seed, they are the favorite. Most would say. I think they feel like they've got so much to prove just because of what was left on the table last year. There was a comment earlier about it. Let me see. Thibodeau, and is it go ahead?
Yeah, it got to come in. I'm sorry, it got to come in about East Felicia right now that they were from behind Clinton and Jackson. So
Yeah.
that's why you can't find too much about them.
Yep. So it's like Molly Thibodeau. We always talk a lot about her. Man, Camry. I think that's Primo. Y'all may have to help me on the spelling, but Camry, first name, man. I love her. We saw her at the Lake Charles and the Lagrange, man. She's taking her game to another level, and she just makes everyone around her better. And then on the flip side of that, no one's really talking about it, man. But you got Tor Savoy going to Loyola New Orleans, man. Loyola New Orleans signs another one. She's averaging 12.6 rebounds, can kind of do it everything forward, plays on the perimeter, plays down low. And, man, she's just a mismatch for a lot of people in this division. Maybe D.H. Alexander, those two guys can match up kind of similar. But, man, the guard play that Midland's got with, like that comment said below, the two-headed monster, and then you combine that with Savoy, man, they're going to be tough to beat, man. And with that being said, man, I'm going to take Midland. Midland advances to the state tournament, state championship. So, again, guys, we really appreciate all of the feedback, man. East Feliciana is definitely the underdog, man. They've been the underdog, and, hey, you guys are riding that, man. Ain't no reason not to change that storyline on a fantastic year. School opened in 2010, and where was that comment at? I'm trying to find the comment you had said about East Feliciana is in Clinton, Jackson combined. Yep. Cool, man. So, hey, guys, we really appreciate all the feedback, all the comments. Let's get us down to the next one, man. Sacred Heart, New Orleans, and versus Rose Pine rematch last year's semifinals, man. This is a big one. Big time storylines on this one. I'm just read off the top of my head what I do remember. Sacred Heart is going for back-to-back runs to state title after last year being their first time ever making it to the state championship, where they were runner-up versus LCA. And Rose Pine, I believe, is like their 5th trip in a row or something like that. You got the notes in front of you, man. You want to read those off? Start off with those storylines on the nightcap?
Yeah, Rose Pine, like you said, it's their 5th straight tournament appearance, trying to win a 3rd state title in 4 years. So they're going 3 out of 4. Coach Kelly's done a great job. We keep saying, but it's just true. You know what I mean? And then you have Sacred Heart.
Coach, might turn your sound down a little bit, Coach Fontenot. Oh, just lost me. Go ahead, keep going. We'll get it back.
Sacred Heart of New Orleans last year up They made their first time, so you can tell they're hungry. Got that bitter taste in their mouth from last year. They're trying to get back this year. So I think it's going to be a great game. Great game. And I just know, man, that Coach Kelly's going to have his team ready to play. And sure enough, probably a Sacred Heart as well. With them trying to get back to get that trophy that eludes them. But I'm going to go Rose Pine on this one, man. I say Rose Pine gets to their fourth straight um, um, or third straight, whatever which one it is, state title game, and they win it. I mean, not. I'm sorry, they win this game. I apologize. They win this game.
There you go. Yeah, we'll get down to it a little bit later. But I'm trying to catch up on the on all the comments, guys. We really appreciate, man. Really appreciate all the comments. Arcadia coming for number 8, man. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. Man, and you know, we talk a lot about Coach over at Rose Pine, man. Coach Courtney Ward's doing a fantastic job at Sacred Heart, previously at St. Martin's Episcopal, also out here in New Orleans, where she made a deep run there, and man, she keeps it going here as they're running back to back. They don't have the leading scorers in company as they have had in the past, but again, a team that brings 5 seniors and 2 juniors, so you got 7 upperclassmen, and it's definitely a big reason why they are making a deep run again. It's interesting, man. The rematch of the state semifinals last year, which was, I believe, a 2-point game last year. So something to keep an eye on as the storylines continue to kind of build a little bit. Revenge is sweet, man. Revenge is sweet. So you're going with Rose Pine on that one there?
Yeah, I give it to Rose Pine, man, because if you notice, Rose Pine had 9 kids that played in that game last year. 9 kids. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them are starters. I mean, so you think about it, how much did they remove from that game last year? You know what I mean? Are there same starters from last? I think what's the name graduated? I do think I know, but still, how many of these 5 were on that starting 5 last year? I think you know they'll be ready, and it looks like we got 3 freshmen, and looks like 5 freshmen and 4 8th graders on their squad. So Rose Pine is here for a while. And I got him going.
Coach Tracy, y'all let us know in the comments. I think we got a little bit of bad feedback on your end. May need you to try to log out and log back in. Guys, y'all let us know in the comments. It feels like some bad feedback on my end. I don't know if it's whose end it's on. Coach Tracy, we might need you to log out, try to log back in.
You can't hear me right now?
I can hear you, but it's too much. I can hear like the backlash or back to you. Maybe you got to turn your sound down a little bit. Guys, y'all let us know in the comments. Is that what y'all see as well? Or what you guys hear as well? Coach Golak, they were asking for you to get a little bit closer to the mic. So I don't know if that was just because of that time or if that was prior to that. But
okay, my bad.
No, you good. You're good. It might have been just because with Coach Trace. I think that might have been just his sound. It's kind of hard because you're trying to listen and trying to give better back feedback. It's lagged for me, but I can hear him. Yeah, bad feedback connection. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that. So you're going with Rose Pine. I think that's a good call. We picked Rose Pine last year, and let's see if we can get Coach back in here. All right, Coach, you there? Let's see if we can pick you up.
Is that better? Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. We'll keep an eye on it. Guys, y'all let us know in the comments.
Let me know.
I think it was just with the sound. I don't know if you can turn your sound down a little bit.
I'm trying.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, we're talking about the Rose Pine Sacred Heart game. So Rose Pine trying to avenge a loss. I think because the game was so close, I think that's one of those things where you're talking about all summer long, Sacred Heart, Sacred Heart, Sacred Heart, Sacred Heart. If I'm Rose Pine, I'm talking about that game all summer long and avenging that loss. And it just so happens that they do get the opportunity to avenge the loss here. And I think they take advantage of that. I do think that they will avenge the loss, and I got Rose Pine advancing to the state championship where they'll play highly likely LTA. But we'll get to that one. Coach Tracy, you got any feedback on that last game?
The last game, no, sir. I do not. I know that they had played last year in the semis, so I'm sure Rose Pine is ready to go. Sacred Heart, has been a surprise the last couple of years, so that should be a good one. But I'm fine. If I had to pick one, I'm going to take CT. I think he does a good job with his kids.
No doubt about it, man. Again, guys, just keep us updated on the background noise. Coach have jumped back in. Just kind of keep an eye on it for us. Please keep commenting if you guys have any issues with it. Sounds good whenever you're talking. I think it's a little bit of background whenever Coach Golad or I was talking. So I think it's something to do with the sound.
I tell you what, Coach.
All right, let me try
I got my phone going too, and I hear it too. I tell you, Coach, mute your phone and give us time for you to talk there, Coach.
What if I put him on the? See, it only comes up whenever I got him because he's still in there. It only comes up whenever I got him on the screen. So we just got a little bit of mixed emotion. So you guys just kind of keep us posted on it, and we'll definitely let you guys know. But man, moving along to the semifinals, you got LCA versus Holy Savior Menard. Man, I'm gonna get us started with the notes on here. You can kind of break down some of the players and stuff. LCA is looking to win their 6th straight state title and their 9th.
Maybe got to turn the sound down a little bit. Holy Savior Menard.
Coach, now we way behind. I don't know if you got the broadcast going. We good now?
I got it now.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see here. All right, cool. All right, so we got LCA. Yeah, that's good. We got LCA looking for their 6th straight state title, their 9th in 10 years, which is crazy. And a state championship would tie them for the most in girls basketball in the state. So definitely something to keep an eye on for LCA. Another thing to kind of keep an eye on, of course, though, Jada Richard. They've also lost, unfortunately, Kalia Samuels, who is signed to play at Nichols. She was out with a season-ending injury. So down a few guys that they've kind of relied on. So big time. Shout out to LCA. Coach Rogers says they are back again for another opportunity. Still fighting for their 6th straight state title, but it will not be as easy as it has been in the past. Then you got Holy Savior Menard, a 3rd state tournament appearance in 4 years. So he definitely made some big time runs there. They've never made it to the state championship, so they keep falling short here in the semifinals. But that is a cool storyline. Another cool storyline. Head coach Craig Winnington, he's been on here a few times. He's been at 5 different schools and made to top 28 in 4 of those. That is a very, very impressive resume. So shout out to Coach. Definitely give him his flowers. So we've got some coaches doing some big time things here as Coach Winston's made it to the Final Four in 4 different schools here. And Coach Rogers trying to go for a 9th title in 10 years at LCA. Coach Golad, man, you want to get us going with some of the players, a little bit more of a background there?
Yeah. Coach Rogers, as you said, losing Kalia early in the year. Many thought it would just hamper their chances to get back here, but they just kept it rolling. The one thing about it is they're going to roll in 1 junior, no senior. Well, Kalia is the only senior. Only 3 seniors on this squad, right? Kalia is out, of course, right? And one of those seniors is starting, right? So you effectively gonna bring back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players are gonna return next year, right? Just keeps reloading. It ain't rebuilding. He's just reloading. So these players at Shanana Simeon, I think, excuse my name, my pronunciation of that name, 11th grader. She scored averaging 12 points, but and then you have a sophomore forward, Dean, who is not even projected to start, and she's averaging 13. So look what he has coming off the bench. Look what he has on, So looks like he's going to be pretty deep. And I'm going to go LCA on this.
Yeah.
Holy Savior.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
That Peyton Dean is definitely going to be a starter. That's definitely a mistake there. So I just want to give a shout out to Peyton Dean, man. She's definitely, if not one of the biggest reasons, she is the biggest reason why LCA and the Lady Knights are back in a spot here to go for their 9th out of their 10th state title. And man, Peyton Dean is a dog, man. She's continues to extend her game. It's the pick and roll offense, the pick and roll defense, scoring off the bounce, getting other people involved. Peyton Dean is going to be the guy that you've got to find a way to stop. If you're going to defeat LCA and the Lady Knights and keep them off from winning their 6th straight state championship, you better find a way to slow down Peyton Dean. I think you were going to talk a little bit about Carly. Man, Carly is a beast over there for Menard. Definitely somebody to keep an eye on. Averaging a double-double. She has signed to continue her basketball career at Loyola of New Orleans as well. So, man, Loyola New Orleans ranked in the top 15 in the country, and NAIA won their conference again. And there's a big reason why, man. They get out here and they recruit the state very, very well. They've got the guys that are going to be all-state players year in, year out, and they're finding them a home and find them early. They're identifying the talent and finding them early. You've got some future teammates that'll be playing back-to-back games here, man, so it's definitely some fun ones to watch. But, Coach Tracy, man, you want to kind of give a little bit of feedback, man? I know you definitely respect both of the coaches in that 1 o'clock game. What's your thoughts there on that 1 o'clock game, and who you see coming away with that one?
Well, I first when he was at Holy River coaching in Lafayette, and I was coaching at Bayou. So we've been friends a long time. We were in the same district when he was at Opelousas Sky. A lot of respect for him, and respect for his basketball knowledge and what he's been able to accomplish. I mean, hats off to him what he's built there. Holy Savior Menard, I know more about. Craig Whittington, the head coach there, and I graduated together and played in high school together. So really good friends with him a lot. And a lot of the times, you go back to Menard. I know Carly's name is the one that's mentioned, and she is a handful. But he has a couple other guards to me that are really relieving some of that pressure. It's almost to the point when you have a post player and that is capable of what she's supposed to be doing. It's either going to be you got to press them to not let it get down the floor to keep her from catching the ball, or you got to double and triple team her. And he's seen both. And he's got a couple of guards like Sawyer Shelton, who's a good defender, but she's knocked down some big time threes for him this year. And then he's got Jamie Boardlaw, who's really like the point guard, but she kind of controls that pace, and they can push it a little bit, but he knows that he's not going to be able to score in the 60s and win. It's going to be a much lower scoring affair for him to be able to compete. And he'll have his team ready also. Like I said, two good friends of mine. Wish them both the best of luck.
I love it, man. Absolutely. It's definitely going to be a chess match in that one for sure. But man, in order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. It's been the LCA Invitational for 4 or 5 years now. It's been and continues to be the LCA Invitational. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one as that develops. But LCA is not as deep as they have been with the graduation and injuries that they've handled. And like Coach Golad said, man, if you're gonna get them, man, this might be the year that you have to get them because they're just reloading with more and more talent. But nonetheless, guys, we'll move along. Appreciate all the comments, guys. We'll go to that 2:45 game. We know somebody's definitely losing some sleep, watching some film with that one. That might be on the broadcast with us here. But Bell City takes on Zwolle. Comment came in earlier. Zwally's excited for the opportunity to be back in the finals for the first time in 7 years. Coach Golad, man, you want to run us down with a couple of the storylines that we got going for that one? It's definitely going to be a fun one, man. That Zwolle game in the in the quarterfinals was definitely worth the price of admission from what I saw with the score there.
Oh, yeah, Bell City's last year state runners-up. That's the state, man. Program's only state championship was 1973. So, I know they're hungry getting back after that runners-up last year. It's got those kids back exactly where, number one seed, who can ask for any more? Those they bought in. They believe that hey, maybe it was just a bump in the road for our destiny. And they've gotten back to where they really want to be. Zwolle, as you said, first time in 7 years. Last state title was 1990. She played in Class B championship game. Coach did Spoto in 1993. I think it's gonna be interesting. Zwalle's hungry, up and coming program, trying to reel it back to what it was in years past. But Bell City's going through Anacoco last year. It was close game, touch there until I think Bell City blew it open, right? So I mean, they're number one for a reason. That's my book, and I got Bell City winning it.
It's definitely kind of the guy that's been here trying to knock Fairview off in Bell City and the new kid on the block in Zwolle, man. And, I'm excited for Zwolle to make the trip down there to Hammond. You look at their players that are averaging as far as scoring. You got one guy averaging 17 and double-double with the big guy on the inside, and that's Annie. And then you got Sanders right there with her averaging 15. Both those are sophomores. So sophomores are leading scorers, averaging a combined 32 points and 19 rebounds. So that's something to keep an eye on for sure. But, man, I just don't see Bell City not at least giving themselves an opportunity to hold that state championship trophy here. So Zwolle is going to have to really come in there swinging, but I think Bell City's got a bad taste in their mouth again, just like we talked about with Midland. Having the 1 seed and still having something to prove is very, very scary to see. And again, we talked about Loyola New Orleans making the stuff happen early, man. They've got Peyton, and she's at Bell City averaging 19 and 8. And you better be guarding her from the time she gets off the bus on Tuesday, because that kid can shoot it from anywhere on the court. So look for her to get hot early, have big games, and man, Bell City advances in my opinion. Coach, you want to talk about this one a little bit? You want to skip on along?
Hopefully a whole lot, but I can tell you Zwolle upsetting the Greet. I knew that would be a good game. They had played each other. That was same district. But you're right. They got the big girl. As a matter of fact, I think it's Coach Sapavido's daughter. Very skilled. Very good touch around the rim. Point guard or number 23. And like I said, I'm sorry I don't know the names, but very quick, attacks the rim really well, and they got shooters around both of those. I mean, that's a tough game for anybody. So, it's going to be a tough one for us to be able to compete. I know they're hungry and anxious to get back. I'm good friends with both the coaches over there, and we chat every now and then in text. So, but like I said, looking forward to the challenge.
No doubt about it, man. That gets into the next one, man. 4:30 game Pitkin versus the queens of Class B in Fairview. Coach Golat, man, you want to lead us off again with some storylines from Picken, man. Picken, hey, they were on the ropes in that last game, but they got it done and they advanced. And you got the juggernaut themselves in Fairview. What's the storylines you got there in that 4:30 game?
Yeah, man, like you said, they were on the ropes, but this time of year, you're just trying to survive and win by 1 point. Don't care how you hit it, right? Motto for every team should be win and survive. And Pickens going for their first state tournament since 2011. The last state championship appearance was 2001. Last state championship was in 1995. It would be their the fourth most all time if they can find a way to Friday or Saturday night and get it done, right? Like you said, they trailed by late, by 10 points against Hathaway in the third, but they in the quarterfinal game and they so but man, do we have to really talk about Fairview? Fairview is Fairview, right? 10 straight state tournament appearances. Last time they didn't make it was 2016, right? Trying to win a third straight title. It's been 7 years. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? He it's rightfully so. He's a Hall of Famer. Currently 16 state championships, man. Most in any program in the state. So I got Fairview in this one.
Yeah, and that's as big as it gets, man. In order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Man, again, like this class, Class B probably does not get enough credit as far as coaching that made it to the Final Four here, man. These four guys can freaking flat out coach their tails off, and I think that's what we're going to see in that 245 and that 430 game, man. A lot of people that watch a lot of film, a lot of people that know all four of these teams inside and out. There's going to be a lot of adjustments. A lot of teams just playing their style of basketball and really getting after it. And, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be a big-time coaching clinic going on these 245 and this 430 game. But, man, I want to give a special shout-out to Coach Phillip, man. Just staying the course ever since he's been over there at Picken. Just continues to build that thing going in the right direction. And they continue to get better and better and better and better. And you've seen the history there. If they do happen to win this one, Picken has been a program that's won several state titles back in the day. So getting back on that Mount Rushmore, being one of the top programs in the state as far as most state titles all time, would definitely go really, really long ways for the Tigers. But, man, they've got a tough draw. So they've got to find a way to get through Fairview. And if they do happen to get through Fairview, you're going to likely have Bell City sitting on the other end. Man, that's tough, man. They just got a very, very tough draw. I think Pickens done and had a great year, led by two seniors, so they'll definitely have an opportunity. But, man, I agree with you. I see Fairview coming away with this one. Maybe you catch them on a bad night as far as shooting night. It's definitely a common woe. So I don't know, man. I can't see and can't pick against Fairview. Coach Tracy, man, what's your thoughts here in this division on the bottom half?
Well, I'm good friends with both of those also. Talked to Philip the other day, talked to Kyle about 35 years ago. That's district rivals.
Yep.
A close game in one of them, and I think Fairview kind of had their way the second one. It's the point, like Coach had talked about this. When you lose, you make adjustments. So Fairview's going to do what they do. Philip's going to probably have to make a few adjustments to go. But I'm going to tell you what the biggest thing is with this game is going to be the pace and the physicality of the game. Because I'm going to tell you what, that's two very physical that are, just get after each other. They know each other very, very well. It's going to be a very interesting game. And I understand, Fairview, Jinx is Jinx. He's the best in the business. Philip was at McGovern, did a good job, went to Plainview. I think won a state title there, was very successful. Went to Pitkin, took him a couple of years. Now he's got them, where he wants them to be. So two very good coaches going at it, very talented teams, both small, Class B, fast field. That's going to be a fun game to watch.
No doubt about it. And I feel sorry for the three officials because those three officials on that game would not be used to that style of play. With it being in the district, they're definitely not going to have anybody anywhere close from that area. So they're going to be in for a treat, man. I hope they got the track shoes, and man, I hope they are considering that whenever assigning, because that's going to be an up and down game for sure. That's going to be fun, man. I love that Class B group. I love the four coaches there. I love the four teams. A lot of really cool storylines. Pickens lost a starter that could score. Okay, that's a good point. That's good feedback for sure. But man, we'll move it on to Division III non-select. What is a really cool storyline on this one, guys? Last state championship from either four of these teams was 64 years ago. One of these four teams will host a trophy for either the first time ever or the first time in 64 years. So Oak Grove, Westlake, French Summit, Ville Platte, a lot of opportunity on the line there as Division III non-select again. The winner of that division will host the trophy for the first time in 64 years or ever or longer. So, yeah, man, we got Oak Grove versus Westlake. Rumor has it Coach Kim Mulkey will be in the building for that one. Miss Caroline Bradley has talked about making her decision in May or this summer. So this is a very important game for LSU and company to be at. So Coach Kim Mulkey and some of the LSU Tigers will be there to be rooting on Caroline Bradley. But, man, what an opportunity for Layla Russell over at Westlake. You get the opportunity. We talk about it all the time. Opportunities don't go away. They just go to someone else. Those two young ladies will be the best two players on the court. You'll get the opportunity to show out against the best post player in the world. And nowhere better to do it than on the biggest and brightest stage, man. I'm excited about that one. As far as some history between this game, Oak Grove was the last year's state runner-up. Talked about it. Caroline Bradley had 38 points and 22 rebounds in the state championship game last year where she was MVP despite falling short in the title game. She is the defending Gatorade Player of the Year as a sophomore last year, and they're trying to win their first state championship since 1959. And Westlake, on the other end, makes their third straight trip, man. Coach is doing a fantastic job there. And, wow, the Lady Rams just continue to find a way to Hammond America. Have not made it to the state championship game, so it fell short the last 2 years. But with the Twins in company, Westlake's been a new name, and Roussel leads the way as Westlake's back in Hammond. Coach Golat, man, what's your thoughts, man, in the breakdown of this game, and where do you see it going?
Well, man, listen, when we all know Caroline averaging 27 a game. If you look up and down their roster, man, they have nobody that averages no more than 7, right? So I think when you look at this game, it could actually be a good one. Roussel is leading the way for her squad with 15 a game, but man, they got a couple of the ballers. Alicia Cuppins averaging 14, Ivy Broussard averaging 11. I think, when we talk about guard play, guard win games, man, I know what we got Caroline. That matchup down low is going to be a good one. But I said it the same thing with the Red River game, right? If their guards can outplay Oak Grove guard, we may have a game here. But it's hard. It's hard picking up against Caroline. So the keys, man, I think Oak Grove and Caroline. It's just Caroline, and we'll see.
And, we had talked about it a little bit on our broadcast whenever we were live for the quarterfinals. Caroline Bradley got into foul trouble. Oak Grove came out, got a lead, And Red River got Caroline Bradley into foul trouble, man. You want to talk about that a little bit? And that game was a lot closer than we had expected, man, as it came down to the wire. Maybe Westlake can learn something from that one.
Yeah, shout out to Khalil Crawford, man. She was up for the challenge, man. I think we need to put some respect on her name, and she's definitely one of the top girls in this class, one of the top girls in the state. Red River has a jewel. She's not afraid. She was not afraid of going up against Carolina. She took it to her, got her in foul trouble a little bit. And she kind of dominated for her team in ways that it just came up short, right? So, but of course, if you see the highlights and you watch the tape, Carolina is just a beast, and Red River still hit her sometimes, and it just didn't help. So, I suspect Caroline, a junior going against a freshman, man. I'm gonna go with Caroline on this one.
I mean, don't forget, man. Carolina fouled out in the state championship game, and that was the difference as they fell short versus Oakdale. So something to keep an eye on, man. Foul trouble could be very interesting. Coach Fondo, man, you got anything to add to that 6:15 game before we get into the 8 o'clock game?
No, I kind of agree with Coach. Westlake, Roussel is still young. She's going to be put in a situation where she's going to kind of have to grow up kind of quick, playing against Caroline. So I'm anxious to see how she handles it, because she's definitely going to be one in the future to watch. Westlake does have a couple of guards that can score a little bit, but I talked to Gloria at Westlake, and she, with task they have ahead of them, but said when you get there, it doesn't take much. Foul trouble like that can kind of pretty quick, so that'll be a fun one too also to watch. And like I said, we're going to stay afterwards and watch the Pitkin Fairview, but we may stay and watch that next game too.
Yeah, and man, again, shout out to Coach Gloria, man. She's done a fantastic job, man, just giving her kids opportunities. Again, opportunities don't go away. They just go to somebody else. And, man, Westlake and the Lady Rams have taken advantage of some opportunities these last 3 years, man. You look back the last 1,000 days or so in the calendar, man, Westlake Lady Rams and that program over there is really taking advantage of some opportunities. And they're going to have one of the biggest this is Roussel's biggest, as the comment talked about, Roussel is going to be leading the way. This is her biggest opportunity that she's had, man. So that's what it's all about, man. Giving these guys some opportunities. And, man, Westlake traveled all the way to West Monroe. Oak Grove traveled all the way to West Monroe for the JSC event. Oak Grove traveled all the way down to John Curtis. Coach Johnson's doing a fantastic job of putting his team out there as well, man. Caroline did not make that trip to West Monroe, but, man, this is fun. Like, these guys are really challenging and giving their teams opportunities, and this it's all paying off right here. Coach, go ahead.
I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. You gotta pick one. You've been putting us on the spot all night. Come on, we gotta pick one on this one. We're rolling with you. Whatever you go. Cristobal says
Oak Grove. Caroline Bradley gets the one more game and gets the win, with Kim Mulkey sitting first row there as the Lady Tigers prepare for the SEC tournament. She makes one quick pit stop at Hammond America to check out her future starting center post player. And I guess it's not even a post player. Caroline keeps talking about positionless basketball. And I think we're going to really see that put on the tape, as Caroline and Roussel will both be creating off the bounce at 6:15 on Tuesday. That's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun.
Hey, you think Mulkey could convince her to reclassify? I know Midland and Arcadia and Maryville and Lakeview and everybody else in Division 4, Bell City. We would all appreciate that.
Hey, I don't know if Caroline Bradley holds up to the state championship trophy and two-time MVP, single-time state champion, two-time Gatorade Player of the Year, USA medal. I don't know what else she's got left to prove, man. We may see her reclassify and jump into that that LSU purple and gold a little bit sooner, man, that would definitely be fun to watch. I would love to see that. Although I've definitely had a pleasure of watching her grow up in high school, man. She's proven everything she can. But that'd be fun. And like on the other side of that, man, you got Westlake, French Settlement, Ville Platte. A lot of these teams, man, that division is going to be wide open next year. Wide open. Westlake brings back a lot as far as firepower, but man, that division is going to be wide open. And hey, like we said, that division is wide open this year because somebody will be holding the trophy for the first time in 64 years. That's pretty cool. Let's get us down to the French Settlement versus Ville Platte game, man. Coach Golab, man, get us going with the storyline in that one. What you see there? Tell the tape.
French Settlement first term in 2020. Their last state title was 19. I don't win their first state title since 1964, man. On the other, Ville Platte, first appearance since 2017. Never won a state title, and the last state title in 2014. Ville Platte's been one of the teams that we've been ranting and raving about all these playoffs. A team that's really hot, team you probably don't want to see. They survived a little scare there against their last opponent, French Settlement with the Northwestern signee, right? I think this is going to be a close game. I think, though, French Settlement is going to pull this one off, though. You can talk more about the player.
Again, want to give a shout out to the coaches, man. Again, Ville Platte and French Settlement both took trips all the way to Monroe. And, man, it's like the teams that are making these deep trips all the way are the ones that are reaping the benefits and have the opportunities to really take their teams to another level. Like, I can't stress that enough, man. What Coach Jake's done over there at French Settlement, coaching both boys and girls, coaches the girls to their first ever top 28, and I forgot how many years it was. You just went through it, but then you had to turn around and coach the boys the next night. So he's got a game on Tuesday. I guess the boys' quarterfinal game will be played on Monday. Haven't really had a chance to look at that, but French Settlement. The second round game for the boys will be played on Monday, I would imagine. And then, man, you got Ville Platte, man. What Coach is doing over there as well, like Coach Jones talking about, Coach Rhonda's doing over there. She's got Coach Dorothy on her bench as well, man. Ville Platte is back, man. Ville Platte kind of took a little bit off, but they are back. And they have 0 seniors. So Ville Platte's going nowheres. Are they there a year too early? Maybe, but I'm telling you what, man, their style of play, despite getting smacked by French Settlement early on, is a scary team. If I'm French Settlement, I would definitely be on upset alert. Like, I haven't made it here. Nobody on the roster's made it here. And then, like, now, we're playing somebody we already beat pretty good. We don't really have anything to worry about. We got Westlake and this girl by the name of Caroline Bradley on the other end. We'll just roll through Ville Platte. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. For Ville Platte to go on the road and win at Springfield is huge. They've got some kids that can put the ball in the hole, man. Their style of play is fun. It's just girls going out there and making plays, getting buckets, and never giving up. So if Ville Platte, the Bulldogs, see the ball going through the hole and confidence starts gathering, it can really, really snowball. So if I'm French Settlement, I want to find a way to get off to a hot start, man. And I want to find a way to put them away early, kind of take that confidence from Ville Platte. Like, oh, here we go again. They already beat us. They're going to beat us again. But if the shoe's on the other foot, man, Ville Platte kind of sticks it around, man. It's going to be fun to watch, man. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah,
go ahead.
French Settlement boys will play tomorrow. We'll play tomorrow at 6:30.
So, again, is that something you're talking about? Ville Platte and their coaching staff locked in on French Settlement. And the trip down there, Coach Jake's got to get it done on both sides, man. Coaching both boys and girls. The 2 biggest games of the season back-to-back within 48 hours of each other, man. That's a lot to ask. You can definitely rely a lot on your senior and Stella Allison, but, man, it's going to be fun, man. French Settlement had them tied at the half. They pulled away in the fourth quarter. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Coach Fontenot, man, you got anything to add on that last game of the night for Tuesday night?
I watched French Settlement play in the JSE, and we played Ville Platte over there. Ville Platte's got some guards that are pretty dang good. They played earlier, and they said it was a game. I think that'll be a fun one to watch the pace. But I'm like, nobody's got some guard and score. French Settlement's always impressed me defensively. So that'll be a fun one too. That's going to be a good one. I agree with you.
Yep, and Cristobal is going to go with a French Settlement on that one, man. I've been rooting for Stella and company. They finally do punch their tickets. They make it to the Final Four. And I think they keep that thing rocking and rolling. That'll be interesting to see as they would either find themselves going against Oak Grove or Westlake in the championship. We'll keep it moving, guys. We appreciate all the comments. We're going on to Wednesday's games. J.S. Clark versus Ouachita Christian. Coach Golap, man, you want to get us started with the tail of the tape on that one and a little bit of the storylines?
Yeah, this would be select. The Division 4 select. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Division 4 select. It's Clark. One of those teams, man, that's been here before, time and time again. Coach Rick. Then Coach, and now they're on Coach Fuller. They're on Coach Fuller. So they're still rocking, man. They're still rocking. They're looking for their third state title appearance in 4 years after winning the program's first state title in 2024, right? So they've been doing this. Ouachita Christian, 4th state tournament appearance in 6 years, won state 2021. So yeah, this is gonna be a real good one. When we think about it, when you think about it, I was talking to a coach that played Christian earlier this year, and it was like, Coach, it just keeps coming at you. 17 kids, they just keep coming at you. And Coach Fuller and J.S. Clark's gonna have their hands full. Ouachita Christian just keeps coming down your throat, keeps coming down your throat, keeps coming down your throat. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ouachita Christian has 7 seniors. They experiences on their side. But when you got Taylor Bell, I'll go into any dogfight with that kind of player any night. And she's gonna give it all on the floor. New Orleans signee. Man, I'm gonna go J.S. Clark on this. And They've been there. This group has been there.
And I agree with you, man. Just what Taylor's gone through at J.S. Clark, as she arguably brings a third different head coach. One was kind of taken from him last minute in the run that J.S. Clark made at the beginning of her career. But she basically takes a third different head coach, man. That's crazy. Just behind an elite player, man. And guards win games, and she is as elite as they come at that point guard position. But, man, not only does Ouachita Christian have 7 seniors, they have 10 total upperclassmen. So they've got a lot of experience, a lot of young ladies that have just played together for a long time. So it's going to be a battle of, some really good team ball and some really good, 2, 3 big-time players for J.S. Clark. And, both coaches have got state titles underneath their belt. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. As Coach Fuller's 1-1 at Lakeview before moving over to J.S. Clark. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. But I agree with you, man. I'm going with the big guard is what I'm going to call her, J.S. Clark, Miss Taylor. And again, congratulations to her on a great year, and congratulations on signing with Dillard. But again, somebody I do want to keep an eye on in that one is Williams, the forward. I want to keep an eye on Williams, the forward. I expect a big game out of Williams. double type game here, and she has got to find some momentum as she heads into the state championship game. They're going to have a chance to defeat and upset Southern Lab. So keep an eye on the big guy, Williams, down low. Look for her to have a double game in the semifinals, and she'll help J.S. Clark and the Bulldogs advance to the state championship. Coach Fontenot, man, you got anything on this one or the Southern Lab Cedar Creek game?
Well, J.S. Clark was in our district, so I remember when Taylor was just a small freshman, and watched her grow for a couple of years before they moved out of our district. If you can't contain her and you allow her to get an open floor, she can hurt you. She's very unselfish, defends well, and so forth. I know they have a couple of big post players. I know they played Fairview close in the game in Sulphur earlier this year. I've not seen Ouachita play. I know that they coming. I did not know they had that many upper class, that many seniors, and that goes a long ways when you get in this position. But also just being there and the atmosphere when you get to Hammond. That's when it's gonna come down to coaching. Can Ouachita Christian corral and try to slow her down and make it more of a half-court game? They would have a chance. If it gets in an open court, they're gonna struggle with J.S. Clark.
And Ouachita Christian comes in with only one loss, so hey. At the end of the day, man, you got to win games. And Ouachita Christian has won a lot of them. Their only loss is to Winfield, and that was December 10th. So we're going on two and a half months now where they have won a lot of ball games. But, yeah, guys, we'll keep it moving. We got Southern Lab versus Cedar Creek. Southern Lab, man, they are friggin' red hot, back-to-back defending state champs, looking for their fourth title in 5 years. The state championship would tie them for the fifth most all-time girls basketball titles. Coach Flowers is definitely picking up where Coach Cheney left off as the Lady Kittens continue to roll behind senior Asia Patin and McNeese State signee. And they will take on Cedar Creek, which is a rematch of last year's state championship game. Their last year's state runner-up, second trip to the state tournament, 10 consecutive trips to the quarterfinals. So shout out to Cedar Creek. And looking for the program's first ever state title. Coach Golat, man, what's your thoughts on this one, man? What do you see here? Avery Ryan was kind of a big time matchup there for Cedar Creek last year in the state title game. What you see in this one?
Yeah, Ryan was a big deal last year in the state title game. I think I may have made Creek a little mad when I picked against them the other day because they really dominated that game from start to finish against St. Mary. We look at Cedar Creek and at the work that they've done and this program over the last few years to be one of the top players in this division. It's just without remarkable. But we're talking about them going against Southern Lab. I don't think, to the key to, if you're looking from a coach's lens, I don't think Southern Lab has the inside presence to deal with Ryan. I think that's going to be key because we know even when they had it last year with Foreman able to go toe-to-toe with her, Ken Pat go toe-to-toe with her, basket for basket. That's going to be, but guards win games, man, and that McNeese signed for a reason. I'm going with Southern Lab.
And, the matchup that we're looking at is Bree Clark on the inside versus Cedar Creek. And Bree Clark's a ninth grader. She was an eighth grader in that game versus Avery Ryan, and that was a good battle, man. That was definitely a very fun battle. But there's not as much depth there on the other end. Whenever you're the bigger post player, a little bit more stronger, seasoned. If Avery Ryan gets Bree Clark in foul trouble, that is something that I would really be like, whoa, we might have something here. We might have something if we might be in a little bit of trouble, I guess I can say. If I look up and Bree Clark is 2 fouls in the first quarter, 3 fouls in the first half. If I'm Cedar Creek, I'm trying to find a way to get Bree Clark on the bench. Like this comment here from Mr. Potan. Man, she was ready last year. She was ready last year. But if like that is where the advantage is for Cedar Creek, right? Obviously, the advantage is not at the guard position, as we did have some people talking here about Corey, and I do echo this comment as well. Corey Wesley is one of, if not the best two-way player in the state, regardless of classification. And she's really taking her game to the next level, and she'll be next man up once Potan does leave. So Southern Lab's going to have the advantage night in, night out at the guard position between Wesley and Potan. But you do have a slight advantage with Ryan on the inside. If you can get Bree Clark in foul trouble, 2 fouls in the first quarter, 3 fouls in the first half, that may change some things. Not having Taylor Martinez for Cedar Creek, they lose a little bit of depth at the guard position. You already got your hands full as you're playing against Southern Lab. But it's interesting, man. It's very, very interesting. Coach Flowers has done a good job, man. Done a very good job there with Southern Lab. You just got to try to keep it close. Maybe they get a little tight. As a first year with the Lady Kittens back. I don't know, man. It's interesting. But again, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. So I'm leaning towards Southern Lab. Lady Kittens advance. And Revenge just falls a little short for Cedar Creek. Coach Findall, man, what's your thoughts on that one and Southern Lab versus Cedar Creek before we move on to the 4:30 game?
I haven't seen them play. I think at the JC, hadn't seen Southern Lab, but I did see them play last year. Actually, they can put on the ball with the guards that they have, really cause a lot of havoc. Cedar Creek will definitely have their hands full. Another game that's up tempo and fun to watch.
And that comment there, Mr. Potan, talking about Jemiah Kane. Jemiah Kane had a coming out party against Zachary. As Potan was in a little bit of foul trouble, Kane really stepped up. So that's definitely another piece, man. If Bree Clark, Wesley, Potan, somebody does get into some foul trouble, Jemiah Kane does have the ability to take over games, and she's definitely athletic enough to guard 1 through 5, so she could pull the task of having a guard Avery Ryan down low, or even having a guard the point guard if someone else does get into some foul trouble there. So keep an eye on that one as well. Moving into a rematch of the district game in Baton Rouge there, U-High versus Parkview Baptist. 4:30 game. Coach Golad, man, you want to start us off with a little bit of the notes between the Division II select?
Man, Parkview Baptist and steamrolling, right? Yeah. So Parkview Baptist, what is this? Division select? What is this?
2.
Yeah, 2. My bad, man. Yeah, they've been rolling there, looking to win their third straight state championship. I mean, third title in 4 years, right? I'm sorry, but state runner-up in U-High, right? 2015. I think this will be a competitive game. Both teams. It's hard when you're so familiar with the opponent, right? And now it's 10 times magnified the age of them all, right? It's in Hammond. It's a shot to go represent your district basically in the game. I think it's gonna be close. I'm going keep rolling, the steam rolling. I'm going with Parkview Baptist.
Parkview Baptist, man, I love it.
You heard it first. I need to. I'm driving the steamroller this year, right? Let's go.
I love it, man. Parkview Baptist lost their last game of the season, headed into the playoffs as they fell short by 2 points to Madison Prep, who's also in the state semifinals. So 3 teams from the same district. I can't recall the last time that's happened. 3 teams from the same district in the Final Four in the same division. That is pretty cool to watch. Definitely tell the tape there. U-High versus Parkview Baptist. As far as the best player on the court, regardless of classification, I would probably lean towards Kennedy at U-High. The junior guard, man, she's tough. I'm trying to see what she's averaging right now. See if they have that on there. Kennedy Aldridge is averaging 21.7 rebounds. The junior, one of the top 2027s, if not the top 2027 guard in the state. She's big time. If I'm Parkview Baptist and the Lady Eagles, I'm trying to slow down Kennedy. All eyes on Kennedy Aldridge. That's going to be the tail of the tape there. But, man, outside of that, you got Miss Haley Hurst is also a banger on the boards. Super high energy guy, up and down, going to flow right into the big court there. Haley Hurst is somebody that not a lot of people may know the name, but come 4:30 at Wednesday, she may be the difference where U-High could pull out an upset win there. Despite being the 3 seed and U-High going to be in their white jerseys, I do think Parkview Lady Eagles are the favorite there. They did win in the regular season. Let's see, what was the score of that one? Parkview Baptist won 61-38. So not only did you win, you won pretty impressively. You talked about it, man. You're seeing a team multiple times over the years, and you beat them by 20 plus. If you're Parkview, how do you keep your team kind of in it and focused, locked in? That's going to be something to keep an eye on. Man, I do want to take this time to give a special shout-out, man, to Coach Brett and what he's done with the Parkview Lady Eagles. We do give him his flowers, but, man, he does not get enough credit there as they will go on for what did you say, their 3rd state title in 4 years or something like that? Like, that is crazy.
Looking to win their 3rd in 4 years. Yeah.
Looking to win their 3rd straight title in 4 years. You know, when you talk about this division, you think of U-High, you think of Madison Prep. Those 2 teams have only won 2 state titles in the history of their program. So here we go. Parkview Baptist comes in, new kids on the block. We talk about it a lot. They were talking about shutting that program down. Now here they are with an opportunity to, if not be the favorite, definitely a huge opportunity to win 3 titles in 4 years, man. Coach Brett and Coach Katie, as assistant coach, do not get enough respect, enough credit for what they've done in turning that program around. Anna Richardson, one of the most underrated players for Parkview. Again, another kid going to Loyola New Orleans, man. She's got one of the smoothest pull-up jumpers, as it is as smooth as the other side of the pillow, man. Been a big-time fan of Anna Richardson for a long time. Man, she shows out on this stage. Year in, year out, she has some of her biggest games, and it's going to be a coming-out party for Anna. I think she will be the difference, as I've got Parkview Lady Eagles advancing. But, man, another one to keep an eye on, the little Bernhardt. Bernhardt's little sister, her older sister, was one of the big reasons why they won those state titles years past. But little Bernhardt's turn this time. Do not be disappointed if you see Bernhardt come away with some big-time threes, big-time plays. Parkview Lady Eagles, man, they play elite basketball. We called that game versus Vanderbilt Catholic, just sharing the basketball, moving the ball side to side. Nobody plays team basketball like Parkview Baptist. But yeah, I got Parkview Baptist advancing. Coach Fondo, man, you got any feedback? Any thoughts on that 4:30 game?
Yo, that's out of my league.
No problem, man. No problem. That's going to be a fun one for sure, though. But we'll move it on along. Now you got the Sterlington and the Wiseman Invitational. We got Coach Caleb coming down saying this now the LaGrange Invitational. That might be fighting words here in North Louisiana. Wiseman and LaGrange, North Vermilion, Sterlington, a lot of history, a lot of storylines. Coach Golat, man, you want to get us started on the Division II non-select? Go ahead and run through all 4 of them. We can kind of talk about both games as it is already almost 10 o'clock here.
I got the Sterlington straight trip to the state tournament, man, after making it last year for the first time. Program history has never made a state title game, right? Then, again, you got North Vermilion, first time state tournament, right? Starting senior point guard McKenzie was fighting on flu prior to the quarterfinal game, but never made it to the state championship game, right? And then, you got the invitation, and as coaches just calling it on the comments, right? Shout out to Coach. First trip back to the state tournament since winning that back-to-back state titles in 20 and 2021, right? Those 2 years we go east I-20, right? Monroe, Louisiana, city of Monroe, Wiseman, right? Lady Wildcats, who have ran this division for the last 4 years, only allowed 12 points in half of their quarterfinal game. That's tremendous defense. When you're talking about, Coach Rob hanging his hat on defense, it's very interesting. And then Sterlington, Wiseman.
What you kind of broke up there in Sterlington Wiseman game. Who you got, man? I don't know if you made a pick there, Sterling Wiseman.
I didn't pick. I was gonna wait for you.
Man, a name I want to throw out there is Miss Heaven Weeks. I think a lot of people obviously do know the name that are tuned in and locked into this one, but it's been the Ross and Wilson show there for Wiseman. Next guy up is Heaven Weeks, man, and Heaven Weeks is that guy whenever it comes to the Wiseman Wildcats. I think I see a big time game for Heaven Weeks. I think she matches up well with Sterlington. Sterlington's going to want to kind of get out and run a little bit. Man, shout out to Coach Caroline, what she's done over there at Sterlington, man. Sterlington is put themselves in a fantastic position at the 1 seed. It's unfortunate. If you're the 1 seed, you're not supposed to play the team that's won 4 state titles. But hey, your championship starts Wednesday at 6:15. And in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. So they definitely have had a great year, got the 1 seed. They've got some guards. But, man, Wiseman just takes it to another level. And I think Heaven Weeks takes the torch. She gets them across the finish line. And the Wildcats advance to the 5th straight state title game where they look to win 5 state championships in a row. Coach Fontenot, man, what's your thoughts there, the 6:15 and the 8 o'clock game?
Well, the 8 o'clock game, I'm more familiar with both of them. And speaking of familiar, they're both familiar with each other a lot. They used to be in the district. I didn't realize that until to Coach Jack, I think yesterday or maybe before yesterday. So, they've been knowing each other for a while. They know the style of play. Again, you're looking at Lagrange, who's going to get out there and pressure the heck out of you. And North Vermilion is going to try to slow him down, playing a lot of the zone stuff and so forth. Very intriguing matchup. Athletically, Lagrange is probably above them. They're not way for that to be a competitive game. Lakeem does a really good job with his girls. They play hard for him. Jack does a great job. I know a lot of his kids play soccer and play volleyball, and he doesn't get a chance to get them until late, but he does what he can do with them at that time, and they're always prepared. But 2 very well coached, very, very good matchup. I think pace of play what to do with that game.
For sure. Coach Golad, man, what's your thoughts, man? Go ahead.
I think it's going to be closer than, what, the people north rightfully so, man. Wiseman has the favorite in this one because they are the champions, and they've been the queens of this division for the last 4 years. And until you beat them, I'd brag a lot too, and I'd say we got to beat, right? Coach Rob's done a great job, man. I'm not picking against him until he loses. So I'm going to go Wiseman.
Love it, man. You talked about we talked a lot about some of the players, man. Another player I do want to give a special shout out to, man, Sterlington's Jalea Alford, the forward senior for Sterlington. She's been elected to represent the LHS BCA All-Star team. So that is definitely somebody to keep an eye on. If they're going to go down there and take down Wiseman, they're going to expect a big-time double-double out of her. So keep an eye on that one for sure. If they're going to keep it close, it's going to be through Alford. Alford's going to have a great first half and really kind of get out to a good one. Again, I'm going to force Wiseman to make jumpers, man. But look, if you're holding a team to 12 points like they did Iowa, we talk about Iowa, man. They're holding a team to 12 points in the second half, and it's going to be hard to beat a Wiseman if you can't score more than 12 points in a half. So where's the points for Sterlington going to come from? I'm not sure, but I'm going with Wiseman there. And then like this comment here is talking about keep that same energy. I got LaGrange taking care of business against North Vermilion. LaGrange is a battle-tested team. Kayla Harding is definitely a name that I want to keep an eye on, and we've been talking about her. But I do want to give a shout-out to Alexis, the other guard, and Guillory, the forward. So three-headed monster there for Coach Lakeem Holmes and LaGrange. And we talked about the young lady from North Vermilion, man, with having the flu and fighting it out for North Vermilion, man. There's a lot of resiliency there. So Coach Jack, he's definitely going to have a great game plan for the LaGrange squad, but LaGrange going to be a little bit too much there, man. Jalea is playing on the ACL tear. Wow. That is impressive, man. Appreciate that feedback, Coach. I'll definitely put that in the notes, man. That is impressive, man. But we're moving on along to Thursday's game, man. Madison Prep versus Buckeye. Madison Prep is a fun team to watch for sure, man. But Buckeye, first time making it to the state tournament since 1993. This is where we talk about you got a lot of players who parents were playing in that 1993 team, aunts, people like that, neighbors, whoever it was. But man, shout out to Buckeyes. They go on the road, defeat Carver, make it to the top 28. Hammond for the first time since 1993. They're currently on an 18-game win streak, so finding ways to win games. They take on Madison Prep, looking to make their 9th state title appearance in 11 years. Madison Prep is looking to make it to the 9th state championship in 11 years, in a historic run there by Coach and the Lady Chargers. Coach Golad, man, what's your thoughts, man? What do you see there in the Madison Prep versus Buckeye? I want to give a shout out to Izzy Cross, man. Izzy Cross is a dog, and she's playing really, really well for Buckeye. Coach Golad, you there?
My bad. Coach Haynes there, man. A quiet coach, and he's just kept going for the last couple of years. You look up, you don't get much hype about him, man. People don't give him this. I mean, this team, he loses one of his best player, his best player to out of state, and then but right here, right. Shout out to the kids that stepped up. Ari Ray, right? Right, has just really stepped up. 16 points a game. Has carried this team to the, like I said, to the semifinals and gotten them back. So it's gonna be a good one. Buckeye. Shout out to Buckeye, man. What they over there. But I think Madison Prep, the talent they have, I think it may be just a little bit too much for Buckeye. But Buckeye brings in 4 seniors, right? So some experience. So that's 10 upperclassmen that Buckeyes bringing to the show, right? So it might be but I gotta go with Madison Prep.
Coach, I know, man, what's your thoughts? Madison Prep versus Buckeye.
Watched Buckeye play a couple of times, and Prep. Has the athletic ability to be able to compete with Madison Prep. Buckeye is very well coached. Guy does a great job over there. Madison Prep is athletically on another level. I think Buckeyes going to have to play really, really well. They're going to need some help somehow, foul trouble or something to compete with Madison Prep.
I tell you what, man. If you look up and my dog Miss Cross has 20 points and 12 rebounds, I would think Buckeye would like their chances. But if she's struggling and Madison Prep's kind of holding her under, I think that could be the key going into that one. Prep, guards win games, so they've definitely got the advantage of the guard position. But man, Buckeye's not afraid to get up and down. They do play some really good team basketball. So knock down some big time shots. My girl Libby Cross get some rebounds on the inside, some block shots. Like she is 6'3", the real deal 6'3", long, athletic, lanky. She's gonna be something that you don't see every day. So her size, her length could definitely be the difference, and she can make some impact on both ends of the floor. Let's see. Buckeye usually has 3 players, double figures every game. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they can get up and down, get some easy buckets, definitely could be a fun one. Division I select got John Curtis versus Huntington, rematch of the semifinals last year. Coach Golat, man, you want to start us off with a little bit of feedback and some history on that game? Well, Coach Golat, you there, man?
Yeah, man. I apologize. I got knocked off on one. Had to switch over to my phone there.
No problem.
Did you ask me something? I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it back up. Can you give us the history on the John Curtis versus Huntington matchup?
John Curtis versus Huntington. John Curtis versus Huntington. Huntington beat up, pretty much handled Ash. John Curtis handled Captain Shree. They both took care of business in the quarterfinals. Rematch of last year's semifinal game. No Carly, no Chabelle this year. Ken Huntington, do what they do in getting back. Kendall Graham and Kaylee, I have something to say. Huntington, the defending champions last year, right? First in program history. John Curtis looking to win their 8th state championship in the last 10 years, right? Last 8. So it's gonna be a great one. The question is, Huntington has Kendall Graham. John Curtis has a boatload of guards. Guards win games, man. Guards win games. So Kaylee proved that she's a dominant big in this game in high school basketball with going against the bigs from Ash. Man, it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm not counting Ken out at all until somebody shows me they can lock her up. Huntington has a great chance here.
Something I do want to keep an eye on is going to be that matchup. Kendall Graham, we're talking about whoever's guarding her gets in foul trouble. I think Huntington is going to have to get them in foul trouble to have a chance. Curtis has just really got 4 elite guards. But Kiki Nelson, man, or whoever it is that does draw the task of defending Kendall Graham one-on-one, you're going to have to get through some ball screens. You're going to have to really play at an elite level. That's something to keep an eye on. John Curtis is going to play that man-to-man defense, high pressure, half court. Want to get a lot of ball screens, man. If I'm Huntington, you have got to run a ball screen over 50% of the time. You've got to get that 5th guy we're talking about. We talk about the other 4. Got to get that 5th guy playing some defense and playing defense on Kendall Graham. So you have got to, Thursday at 2:45 needs to be a freaking pick and roll clinic with Kendall Graham and whoever the 5th guy on the court is guarding, and that guy's gonna have to guard Kendall Graham at a high level. That's my game plan going into it. There's no hiding it. I'm gonna tell everybody the whole way through. But Kendall Graham versus the 5th guy, that's what I want to see. High ball screen, double drags, any kind of flat ball screen, side pick and roll. we're going after it. But man, hey, but before we get into this one, man, I want to give a shout out to Miss Dupree, man. I feel like she might have heard some Nori, some Coach Golad talking about all the bigs that Ash had and this and that, and Ash is so much bigger, man. She goes out there and dominates the one man big show. Shout out to Miss Dupree, man. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Golad?
Yeah, shout out to Dupree, man. She's the real deal. I think being on the team she's been in the shadows, all right. Carly, Shy, Kendall, she's in the shadow, and she's becoming of herself, and showing everybody that she's the real deal. Shine has a diamond, not just this year, but next year, going into junior year as well. Don't forget about Kendallson as well. That's another guard that can really light it up. She's left up. She can knock down some. Played in the state championship last year as a freshman. But the one thing I think another key for Huntington, and it goes the other way for them, is Kendall Graham can't foul trouble like did in the quarterfinal game. She finds herself on that, and coach over there by Coach Shine for a time. You can see John Curtis playmakers on and run off with this game. So it's going to be Kendall. We're talking about the John Curtis players in foul trouble guarding her. She has to be a smart, knowing how important she is to Huntington, or not over there by Coach Shine.
No doubt, man. You got the Janiyah and Jayla, the two sophomores for John Curtis that we're talking about, can pop off for 20 points at any time. You've got Kiki run the show. Again, just like Corey Wesley at Southern Lab, one of the best two-way point guards in the state, regardless of classification. And then somebody we haven't even talked about, Bailey Timmons, ULL signee, Division I elite guard, can also score 20, 25 at any point. And again, shout out to Kendall Graham, signee at North Texas. So that's going to be a fun one for sure. And last name I do want to throw out there, if Huntington does find a way to win this game, look for Miss Stevenson. I've seen her play really well. When she plays well, Huntington Lady Raiders play well. Stevenson gets off, knocks down some threes, gets some easy buckets going to the lane. I think Stevenson can have an impact. And if Stevenson does have an impact, we know what we're going to get out of Kendall Graham. We know what we're going to get out of Dupree. Stevenson's going to have to be that third guy for them. Coach Fino, you got any more feedback on that 2:45 game before we jump into the 4:30 game?
I haven't seen John Curtis played Huntington. It was either Western or the JSC. Good guards. Other than that, I don't know a whole lot about it.
Nothing wrong with that. We'll keep it moving, guys. It is a little bit late, so we appreciate everybody for sticking on with us. Again, we'll be bringing the live broadcast as well as post-game press conferences all week long. Shout out to Sports Clips for handling that for us. You got St. Joseph's Academy versus Turlands Catholic. Man, shout out to Turlands Catholic getting it done at the next level, man. We did not. I said my heart was saying, my head was saying one thing, rooting for Liberty and that 18 seed. Just wanted to have, or what were they, 19 seed, something crazy. Just wanted to have that big time number there in the top 28. But Turlands Catholic gets it done. And man, the cool storyline with Turlands Catholic makes their first tournament appearance since 2007. 2002 was their only state title. And, man, shout out to the senior guard, Justice George. We did not talk a lot about her. Talked about the two sisters. Man, Justice George drops a stellar 34 points, 8 rebounds in the quarterfinals. And you backtrack just a few days prior to that, she was playing in the state championship soccer game for Turlands Catholic. Man, what a freaking week for her. Justice George is one of those guys that just does not get tired. So you're going to definitely see and hear a lot about George. And, man, her motor is elite. And you see it there in the quarterfinal as one of the sisters, the big sister, got into some foul trouble. And, man, Justice George just took over. And she was a big reason why Turlands Catholic advanced. And they're in the first Final Four since 2007. They're going to take on St. Joseph Academy. Made their last state championship appearance in 2022, and the team's looking for the first state title. Coach Golad, man, what you see in that 4:30 game?
Man, listen, St. Joe's come back. They dug deep. A very scrappy young Scotlandville team. Talked to Coach Bree. Was talking with her the other day, and she said, "Man, we had it, and just is that they just came back, and you know what I mean. So you have to tip your hat for not giving up, going down 7, I think it was, going into the fourth quarter, and they come back and they punched their ticket to Hammond, man. So Turlin's Catholic, they're bringing in, man, 2 seniors, so they're fairly, juniors and sophomores. And 1 freshman. I think St. Joseph Catholic being able to get past Scotland, and then you talk about St. Joe, who only has 1 senior, right? They only have 1 senior, and the rest more freshmen, man. So again, when we talk St. Joe, Scotlandville, they're going to be around this division for the next 3 years. But I'm going St. Joe's here.
All right, Coach Fondo, you got any feedback on that one? 4:30 game.
If I'm not mistaken, the coach at Turlin's Catholic, or Gary, and she, I don't know if she was one of those. Gary, I was his time, so I'm not for sure if she was part of one of those state championships teams. But
I believe she was.
I don't know much. I'm sorry.
I believe she was.
So knows what it takes to get there. You know, I am to that point. I haven't got a chance to see either team play, but I know Turlin's Catholic has had a rich tradition when you go back into those go forth of basketball and so forth. It's just really, really good to see them back there again.
And again, we've been talking about the Senegal sisters, man. Justice George is the leading scorer for Turlin's Catholic. I knew she was good. I did not know she was leading scorer and that good. She is averaging 23. We talked about her big-time performance, man. St. Joseph getting into the tournament when arguably what some would. So can they continue the historic run and keep the streak going, as they are led by some very, very young teams. You got over, I would say 70%, 80% of their scoring comes from underclassmen, man. So shout out to St. Joseph and the Lady Stickers, man. We talked about Coach Tim, man, and what he's doing there. And again, another program that really believes in their JV team, really believes in the young and developing these kids, man. These guys getting a lot of playing time. And look for St. Joseph to be one of those premier programs in this division coming down the line, as they're just getting a lot of games in, man. A lot of games, a lot of commitment. And they've suited up 15 young ladies, man. We got some people out here rolling out 6 players, 7 players. So for St. Joseph to be bringing 15 guys, 70% of their scoring come from underclassmen at a historically really good volleyball program, man, it says a lot about Coach Tim and the buy-in he's getting from his girls over there. Then we get down to the nitty-gritty, man. Division 1-9 select the best, the biggest, the baddest. Zachary and Neville, and then Slidell versus Prairieville. What's pretty cool about the 8 o'clock game, both teams first time ever making it to top 28. And you got Zachary and Neville in that 6:15 game, man. Coach Golette, you want to give us a little breakdown? We'll kind of talk about both those games at the same time since they're in the same division.
Yeah, man. Zachary, defending state champions, man. Neville, first state turn 2020-21, man. First year head coach, and she gets it done, right? And she gets them, gets them over that hump. She was the former assistant coach on the last state tournament run, right, in 2021. So, and then you got Slidell, first trip to the semis, Prairieville, and now we're talking about them as a powerhouse in 5A basketball, in the top division basketball. Shout out to Coach for what he's done to just build that program, right? But man, I just think the favorite, defending, they could be 2-time state here. I think Zachary's the favorite over Neville. I'm gonna go Prairieville over Slidell. Slidell, but that's not Slidell. And Coach Joe may come at me. I know. Slidell over him. But I think Prairieville, with their signees that they have over there, the inside game that they have some guards. I think for the moment, I got this in the state title game.
Man, before we do get into that, man, Prairieville, shout out to Salmon, man. I believe Salmon had the lead at halftime against Prairieville. So, man, shout out to Salmon. Salmon had Prairieville on the ropes. So, Prairieville has proved to be one of the best teams in the state regardless of classification, but there has been some up and downs. And, man, you're playing at this stage of the season. Of course, you want to do anything you can to find some wins, but, man, you got to find some consistency because in all 2 quarters – if you're off for 1 or 2 quarters here on this big of a stage, man, the next thing you know, you can look up, you'd be down by double digits or 20 points, and next thing you know, the game's over. Coach Fontenot, what's your thoughts here on these 6:15 and 8 o'clock games?
Well, I'm kind of like Coach. I'm bet against Tammy and Zachary. Just feel that she's always got teams prepared. Some from last year, and honestly, probably didn't expect to win it last year. Did, lost a lot, and here she is again. Her teams are always prepared. Dale, like I said, I watch a lot of film and I watch a lot of NFHS, athletic, and so forth. But I watched play in the garage tournament. If I'm not mistaken, and very impressed. Post players really good guards, very well coached. By class being competitive, that's 4 really good right there. Very, very competitive. So I'm not picking any winners or losers on those, but if I had to, I'm going to always take Zachary. I'm going to take Tammy and them because, like I said, Prairieville, that's a toss-up to me.
No doubt. Man, the really good thing about when it gets to this part of the season, man, and this division is just so much talent, man. You got Zachary. You've got Ava Raymond, one of the top guards in her class. She's a senior. She's committed and signed to McNeese State. Asia Bell holds several Division I offers. Marcia Robinson will play Division I. Kennedy Whitfield will have an opportunity to play Division I. She continues to develop. She's a long, athletic guard, high-level defender. Neville's got Joy Fisher. She's going to play college basketball. Aaron Felton could play college basketball. You go down to Prairieville, you got, again, more Division I players. Ryan is going to play Division I. She signed to UNO. You've got Marley's playing college basketball. She's committed. Aubrey, their freshman. She's elite. And then you go down to Slidell. Slidell's also they got the big guy on the inside, and Trista. She's going to play college basketball. Madison Parker, she's projected to be a Division I guard. There's just so much talent. And, man, talent wins games. This is going to be a fun time. Make sure you're in the building on Thursday. Be a big-time environment, some big-time basketball. But with that being said, man, I got the defending state champs. Zachary, Lady Broncos. Defense travels, man. They're one of, if not the best offensive team in the state. Them, Southern Lab, 2 of the best elite defending teams. You're going to have to find a way to score some points if you're Neville, and I don't think they'll find a way to score enough points, whether it's on the free throw line, baseline out of bounds, whatever it is. Zachary is elite on defense, and that's in the half-court set. And on the other side of that, Slidell versus Prairieville, I talk about this a lot, too. I think it's kind of an unknown kind of storyline. It's different when you make it to the top 28. You don't know, where are you going to, front seven practice at LSU? When do you travel? Do you go practice at Southern or LSU or wherever to get a shoot around in at the big court? When do you do pregame? Do you stay after and watch the game? Do you come early and watch the 6? There's so many questions where Zachary has already answered these questions. No one else in this division has answered these questions. But I think it's Slidell and Prairieville both answering the questions at the same time, being their program's first time ever. I think both of those are going to benefit because of that. They're just going to be able to show up, play some basketball, and kind of get it rocking and rolling. But you saw that with Parkway. Once you get more and more experience, you start to get everything kind of ironed out. And I think Zachary's turn to kind of get that rocking and rolling. So I see Zachary advancing and into the state championship, and then Slidell versus Prairieville, man. The battle of the bigs, Ryan versus Trista, is going to be the key to that one. And I am going to lean towards Ryan and Prairieville. But if Trista has a big-time game, I think the guards will kind of cancel each other out. Who has the bigger game and the better game between Trista from Slidell or Ryan from Prairieville? And I'm going Prairieville that one. But, we'll rock and roll. Bigger floor for Neville. Will run big guards. I do agree with that. Neville will definitely have an opportunity to get out and run. But if it's a half-court game, man, they are going to struggle to score in a half-court. I'm promising you right now. If they cannot get out and run, like you said, they will really, really struggle. Man, let's get it going, man. Let's get some state championship predictions. Coach Golad, man, let's run through this real quick. Who you got? Division 4 non-select. Who's in that one? Who you got? And just give me a quick reason why. One sentence why.
I got versus Arcadia and going Midland state champion.
Midland state champion. Why? Give me a reason why. What you got?
I just think, man, Midland's just on another level this year. I think Arcadia.
I love it. Coach Fino, what you got?
Oh, Lord, don't put me on the spot like that.
All right.
Like I said, I don't. We talked about that. Kind of be careful. I don't want anybody a whole lot of bulletin board material. Like I said, I think it's going to be Maryville and Midland in the state finals.
All right. Well, hey, look, we will Coach Golad now. We'll get ourselves in trouble. Then we'll go back and forth. I'm going Midland because of Miss Camry. Miss Camry holds up the state championship trophy, and Camry holds up the MVP trophy. That's my pick. Class C. I'll start it off with that one since I feel like that's a little bit easier, man. We'll go back and forth. Class C, Simpson wins back-to-back state titles, and the 5 seniors are all interviewed in the post-game press conference with 2 state championship trophies. Coach Golad, what you got, man? Class C.
Yeah, Acker Simpson versus Cavalry. Simpson wins.
All right. Division 3 select. Who you got?
Division 3 on LC Rose Pine. Errol and Kelly, both my friends. I'm gonna stay out of that one. I'll let.
All right, man. I don't mind making enemies, man. The LCA Invitational continues. We talked about it, man. LCA wins 9 state titles in 10 years. In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. Peyton Dean becomes a household name. Peyton Dean is your MVP in that division. Division 3 select state champs, LCA. Class B, 6 p.m. Good.
I'll put you on the spot. I'll go on then. I'm going Rose Pine, and I'll say Coach Kelly will have a game plan to deal with Dean. Let's do that. So
there you go. Get a little bit of give him a little bulletin board material. There you go. Class B, 6 p.m. Friday, state champion. Coach Golad, you're up, man.
You said Class B?
Class B.
Class B. Oh, yeah. We're going Hill City, Fairview. Woo. To be the man, you got to beat the man on 10 straight. City may have it on their shoulder this year, coming up short last year. Looks like they've been level all year. I know it's going to be an unpopular choice, but I'm going to go Bell City.
Oh, Bell City. All right. If you were the bad guy last time, I'll be the bad guy this time. In order to beat a man, you got to beat the man. Like Ric Flair says, Fairview is the man. And Fairview Lady Panthers continue to extend their all-time state title. They will have 17 state titles Division 3 non-select, man. Am I up on this one? Let's see. Division 3 non-select. I am gonna go with the first state championship in 64 years in that one. I'm going with Miss two-time Gatorade Player of the Year, Miss Team USA medal holder, Miss Future LSU signee Caroline Bradley and company. Oak Grove wins their state title, first state championship since 1959.
I'm going to concur with you. I'm going to go Oak Grove. Carolina's going to be too much for anybody in this division.
French Selma, you heard it here first. Coach Golad says you have no chance. He says you have no chance.
I did not say that, but and the kid from film is a legit downright scorer, man. So she's gonna get hers. I just don't know if they got anybody to deal with Carolina inside. So.
And Coach Jake's gonna have his hands full. He'll be back and forth coaching boys and girls the whole way through. But man, that's gonna be a fun week, man. Shout out to his. I want to give a shout out to Coach Jake's wife, man, for dealing with that man during these next 2 weeks, man, going back and forth and living in the gym like this. Division 4 select. Coach Golad, you're up first, man. 12 o'clock Saturday. Who you got?
Southern Lab, Asia Pante is going to go out on her shield. She ain't leaving nothing on the floor. I mean, she ain't leaving nothing in the tank. She's going to empty the tank. She's going to roll and get Southern Lab another state title.
I love it, man. Appreciate all the comments, the guys. I love the back and forth, man. We got Westlake, man. Shout out. That might be a homer pick, man. I'm just saying. That might be a homer pick, but that would be an amazing run for Westlake. Yeah, man, I concur. Southern Lab, Lady Kittens win their 4th state title in 5 years. Asia Patan holds up the MVP trophy for another year. Man, and then I'm telling you, man, Corey Wesley, man, it's going to be the Corey Wesley show. She's waited her turn after coming over from White Castle. And Southern Lab is not going anywhere, man. Southern Lab is not going anywhere. Division 2 select. Again, guys, appreciate all the comments. Keep them going. Division 2 select. You got 3 teams from the same district. All 3 teams, shoot, as close as you can get between Madison Prep, Parkview Baptist, and U-High. Baton Rouge basketball is on the map in this one. I'm going with Parkview Lady Eagles, looking to win their 3rd straight title in 4 years. Anna Richardson knocks down a pull-up jumper with probably about 30 seconds left to give the Lady Eagles the lead. And Parkview Baptist never looks back. Anna Richardson, state MVP. Who you got?
Parkview Baptist steamroll this year.
Oh my goodness, we got everybody on the Parkview Baptist bandwagon, man. Now you got Madison Prep and U-High on eggshells over here, man. And man, Madison Prep has defeated Parkview Baptist last game of the regular season. Just a reminder. Division 1 select.
Hey, we just
go ahead.
Beating them. We about Scotlandville beating St. Joe. So that throw that out the window. It's a different when we get to Hammond. I got Parkview.
No doubt, man. Division 1 select, man. You're up on this one. 4 p.m. You got Division 1 select. John Curtis, Huntington, St. Joseph, and Terrence Catholic. Who you got?
I got Huntington versus St. Joe, and I'm going Huntington Lady 6801 Woodbury Lane. That trophy will be coming back North Louisiana for the second straight time. Shout out to Coach John.
Hey, I love it, man. I'm going the other way, man. I'm going John Curtis. The Patriots win their 8th state championship in 10 years. The Lady Patriots over there, they're running out of fingers. They're headed down to their toes. You got 8 state titles in the last 10 years. Miss Bailey, ULL signee, she holds up the MVP trophy. And the trophy case continues to get bigger as John Curtis, they only hang state championship banners over there. The girls will be hanging up another one. State champions John Curtis. Then we'll go down to Division 2 non-select 6 p.m. Who you got and why?
No, man, I'm gonna let you go first.
All right. I'm up Division II, the Wiseman Invitational. You know the deal, man. In order to be the man, you got to beat the man. Ric Flair comes in again. Heaven Weeks is your MVP. And, man, they get it done. The pass to another great player. Heaven Weeks becomes a household name here in Louisiana. Big-time performance. Looking for a double-double out of Heaven Weeks. And Wiseman wins 5 straight state champions. Coach Otis is on a historic run, 5-4-5. 5 years head coach, 5 years state champions. Who you got, man?
Man, I know I certified a couple shows ago, and I won Grunge Invitation on the one they were on. But, man, I am not going to bet against Coach O and the Wiseman Lady Rain Wildcats. They are going to win 5 in a row. And Dynasty. I'll go on record saying 6 in a row next year.
Oh, that man, he ain't predicting this year. He's predicted 368 days from now as well. Wiseman wins 2026 and 2027, man. Lakeem Holmes and the LaGrange Gators have no chance for the next 2 years, according to Coach Golap, man. You heard it here first. Keep that same energy, he says. Division One non-select. You're up on this one, man. Who you got and why?
I'm going Zachary Prairieville. I'm going Zachary, defending state champion. Tammy gets it done for a year in a row.
No doubt about it, man. It's going to be difficult. I do think Slidell and Prairieville have enough firepower, but it's the experience that is the difference, man. I think the experience is what's going to get Zachary over the hump. Would not be surprised if Slidell or Prairieville, whoever comes out of that other side, even wins by double digits in the state championship game. But it's the experience. It's when do we eat breakfast? When do we go to shoot around? What do we do between the first game into the semifinals? What do we do in between those next days? That is what Zachary has already checked those boxes. All those boxes are filled. All those boxes are checked. Zachary, Lady Broncos, went back-to-back state titles. Last state title prior to that was 1928. So they go 25 and 26 in a row. And, man, that is a big-time run for Zachary Lady Broncos. Ava Raymond holds up the MVP trophy in that one, man. Guys, we really appreciate everybody for joining us, man, jumping on with us. If you do see us in the building, man, feel free to reach out to us. Do have some gear, some extra gear that we do have from the LBR and all that good stuff. So just holler at us. Say Our Girls Hoop. I'll get you some gear, whether it's a hoodie, some shorts. Got a lot of really, really small stuff, youth sizes. So looking for some young hoopers. But, man, first of all, I want to give a special shout out to Coach Fontenot, man, for joining us, man. First of all, congratulations. And second of all, thank you so much, man. Congratulations. We'll definitely be rooting for Bell City and you guys. Coach Fontenot, you want to leave us with anything, man?
No, like I said, it's go time. People we were talking about the other day. The hardest game to win is that quarterfinal game. Getting there is half, and it's always the hardest one. We're not as blessed as other schools that are, kind of like we're talking about Osmonds and the Fairviews, and the ones that make it there every year. Getting there is half the battle. The hardest game to win is that quarter. I salute those that have won it. I understand the stress that goes with it to that point. And now that you're there, don't just be happy to. A lot of those teams are like that to the point where we made it. I'm just happy. Never underestimate your team. Never underestimate your kids. You have a shot. You've got there. You never know what will happen. Get out there, coach your team up, play hard. You never know.
Yep. Hey, you may not want
Yeah, man.
to be the crystal ball team, because there was one year where I was like 6 for 10, or no, 4 for 10. I lost 6 games in the championship, so you may not want to be the crystal ball. You may not want to be the favorite, man. It's anybody's game. But Coach Golad, man, you want to
So
leave
that's
us?
why I was upset a while ago when Coach picked us to win the whole thing. I want that bulletin board material, dude. Don't pick me just because I'm on the show. Go ahead and take.
Now, Coach,
all the
I
help I
think.
can get.
Well, yeah, I think you could give Fabio, but you know, hooping in Hammond, man. Take, especially if it's your first time there, take the locker room in, take the wait that they make you get there to take that picture, and then you wait an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours in that locker room. Take that all in account. How you gonna deal with it? Enjoy it, because it's hard to get there. And once you're there, enjoy it, because you never know when you're gonna get back. Big experience. Just take it all in. Watch the game before yours. You know what I mean? Just take it all in, because you never know when you're gonna get back. And those that are able to hold that trophy up on Friday night and Saturday night, enjoy thinking back where you were when in October on the first official practice till now you're the state champion at the end. So just enjoy it all, take it all in, because you never know when you're gonna get back.
No doubt, man. No
So
doubt.
I took it for granted because I made it there my second year, and I said, well, it's not that dang hard, and it took me some years to get back.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, all right, guys. We appreciate everybody, man. Happy Sunday. Happy Christmas Eve, as we like to say, for all the girls basketball fans. And if you are interested in looking and watching the games, it will be on LHS AA Network, which is NFHS as well. So make sure you log in there. You can do a little week-long subscription. Make sure you cancel it after the week. You know what I'm saying? Make it a little. I think it's like $15 or whatever. Hopefully everything's rocking and rolling there, but the games are good. And if you do come to the game, man, $20. You know, $20 gets you in for all 5 games for each day. So $20 gets you in. Come in there, grab some popcorn, watch some good games. And we look forward to seeing everybody in Hammond. If you can't make it, follow us on all social media. We'll be keeping everybody updated, man. Until next time, guys, we'll see you in Hammond.